What if Knock2 remixed David Guetta's Baby Don't Hurt Me? So this remix was made with my buddy Ancient. We wanted to do kind of like a concept remix. What if Knock2 did the remix? And we really liked the result. So yeah, let's dive into the project. But if you guys want the FLP, it's going to be on my Patreon. Don't you guys forget. I'd say the first thing we need to go through is the A section. Okay, this has a little bit of layers, but it's kind of easy to understand. You can basically separate it into 4 sections: the sub, the wobbly bass, the chords, and the top lead. You need the sub to give it the absolute low end. Switch up. And then the wobble. Switch up. These are just doing the bass line. They're just doing like the actual bassline progression, but just different sounds, and both of them together, they make everything crispier. Then the chords, and then finally the lead. Starting with the simple stuff, the bassline, it's just a Nexus sub. I've been using this sub a lot. The chords are it's just a layer of 4 chord sounds. The chords in this style, they don't need to stand out that much, so they're not even that great. They had to be there to fill up the harmonics, but it's not that important, to be honest. So now for the wobbles, these are layers of like dubstep sounds. You head over here and you see that I cut a little bit of the lows, sidechain, OTT, a little bit of adjustment on the EQ. Nothing special, nothing too important either. Just picking the right sounds and getting a cool wobbly bass to fill up the low end. And finally the lead. I would say this is the most important aspect of the song, and this, at least the A section. Alright, so this lead is a layer of, and then this sound. So for the leads processing, I actually had to process it quite a bit. EQ, more EQ. Then I used the peak controller to control the reverb, OTT, Camel Crusher, Kickstart, Maximus, a little bit more EQ. And that's basically it for the A section. So the B section is mainly the drums and the bass line. I picked up on the wobbly bass and I did like a percussion loop. You merge it with the drums and you get this. And you pick up on some extra sounds, some stabs to fill it up. And then some final drums, toms, and claps. And then the vocal. And that's basically it for this section. Now finally, I would say the C section. And now this final section is the same as the B section, but I added some drums. I added this. Okay, so how do I do my drums? I do my drums like this. I pick up on drums like normally from the cashier pack, the ones that are key labeled, so I can make sure that I can put them in key of the song that I'm working on. And then underneath my main percussions, I grab like a percussion loop, I put it into SliceX, and I do my own percussion loop. But I don't let it come out too much because I want it to be underneath the main lead to give it a little bit more body, but I don't want it to come out too much, otherwise it's not gonna be in key. It's gonna have a weird key or weird sounds, and it's gonna sound weird. And finally this one. also has a key, at least looked like it. And so I pitched it until it sounded well with the rest of the sounds. And this one, finally, I'm going to show you the processing, because this processing is important. It just compressed the living hell out of it. And then I EQ'd it to let the highs come out. Everything put together. And that's it for this section. So basically this is super simple. Just need to come up with a good melody and a good progression for the A part, and then you add in some cool like vocal chops on the B section, and on this final section you just add some drums, and you easily can do this style. It's not very hard to do. You just need to come up with good melodies, good vocal chop, find some good drums, and you're good. If you guys want this project to learn and to actually develop the sound necessary to do this style, you can get the project. It's going to be on my Patreon. Thanks to everybody that keeps supporting me, and I hope you guys learned. WYKO on, WYKO off.